Hey, is your head going to explode about these tariffs? Like my head's going to explode? Like sweet Christ on a cracker. This is wild. Like, okay, so there's now going to be 50% on copper. 50% tariff on copper in 1st of August. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, we're just going to put on a whole 35% tariff. Wait a minute. Is that on top of the 50% on copper? Is that like 85% on copper? Or is he going to change his mind next week? It's going to be a 65% tariff. It's whatever Trump, like, honest to God, this is crazy. I mean, like, it's like you're working with a lunatic, okay? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, and by the way, all you Maple MAGAs who want to tell everybody that Trump's the greatest guy and that everything is libtard's fault, you want to go ahead and put that comment in so I can block you forever, okay? Because I am tired of this Maple MAGA garbage, okay? Like, these things harm our country. They cause our fellow citizens to lose their jobs, okay? So if you want to say it's all just 10 years of libtard and Trump is just wise and good, I will make sure that I never see your comments again because I am fed up with this foolishness, okay? Yes, we had a terrible government for 9 years under the Trudeau Liberals. Terrible. It was terrible. It's obviously terrible because Carney's tearing up everything he ever did, okay? So, yeah, it was lousy. But if someone is trying to cause every steel worker in Canada to lose their job, every copper miner in Canada to lose their job, if somebody is trying to destroy the entire automotive industry in Canada, then that's not good for your fellow citizens. So stop saying it's okay. It's not okay. Not okay. And it's bad. If it harms your fellow citizens, it's bad. And you want to blame 9 years of Trudeau? That's okay. But he's gone now. And we have a person called Trump who is actually doing all this stuff. Okay? So that's my position on this thing. So what's going to happen? I don't know. Because I got people who are saying, oh, well, no, the 35%'s not really on too many things because it looks like on a separate policy thing that people close to Trump are saying is actually, for stuff that's covered by Kuzma, it's not 35%. Like, how would anybody know, okay? It's so incredibly hard to understand what's really going on. And half the time, it's taco. It's Trump always chickens out. And there's another extension to 1st of September or whatever. Or there's another change or who knows. But it's still distressing. It's distressing. If you work at a copper mine or you work at a copper smelter, you are distressed right now. It's as simple as that. By the way, you know, when people say that, oh no, don't worry about the automotive, you know, it's going to be okay. We're going to work out a deal. Federal government's going to work out a deal. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, yeah, I think it's probably not going to be 25%. I don't know, actually, but I don't think so. But I'm reading stuff about Toyota in Canada is losing money, like net loss. Like it just comes out of the rest of Toyota's bottom line, the rest of Toyota and all over the world. The Canadian cars, every time one is shipped to the States, Toyota loses money. So here's what I know. That will not be allowed to continue forever. And I'm sure the same thing is true for Honda. Exactly the same thing is true. And right now, Honda and Toyota are really the car makers in Canada that are in production. There's no production at the Ford plant in Oakville. Who knows whether there's any good production going to come back in Windsor at the Chrysler plant. Who knows whether the GM plant, like who the hell knows? Nobody knows, okay? Effectively, they're almost all shut right now, the U.S. players. So it's bad. It's bad. Now, again, I believe that eventually a deal will be reached because Trump is all about deals. If he finally gets a deal that he feels he can sign, he'll just tell everybody it's the greatest deal in the history of history, and I'm the king of the world, and I fixed everything, and then he'll forget about it because he's got other mischief to get up to. So, look. Why do I talk about it as a mortgage person and as somebody who's interested in real estate and housing? Because until you get some sort of clarity on the economic state of Canada, Because let's face it, you don't feel real comfortable when the prime minister calls an emergency meeting on his holidays in Muskoka that he's got to get everybody in right now because the shit's hitting the fan. I mean, I don't think anybody feels super comfortable about that, right? So maybe it's the right thing to do, but it puts people off. And for a mortgage guy and for a real estate guy, it's going to take what terrible slow house sales we've got right now. It's just going to make it worse because people are going to say, my God, what's going on? Nobody knows what's going on. There's emergency meetings. There's 35% tariffs. Holy moly, it's bad. And that doesn't encourage anybody to say, hey, let's go out and buy a new, bigger house. No, it doesn't. Sure, it could be if you're a cop and a nurse in emergency, you're probably, you got your job is safe. But for a ton of people, no, they're not going to feel that way. And look, it's just human nature. You can't escape from it. And the bottom line is this. We need to get this behind us so we can plan for the future. The business is paralyzed in this country because you don't know what the future is going to bring, which means you won't invest. You won't build anything new. You won't start anything new. You won't hire anybody new. You're frozen until you know where you're at. So, Government of Canada, get this deal done. Donald Trump, please sign something. Get this over with. There's real humans' jobs on the line, their lives, their livelihoods. Okay, so let's try to get this behind us, please.